Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. So in this video, I'm going to discuss connectors in Power Automate and what roles it plays, what is the connectors, how to use the connector, how to select the connectors. We will see everything. So we saw a couple of videos to select the actions, to transform the data and all. Okay. But when you select the type of flow, how you will decide, how you will decide which type of flow you need to select. And this is where the connectors comes into the picture. So if your actions are or some kind of events are happening on the cloud, obviously what we will do is we can go with the instant cloud flow, but still we can select automated cloud flow. Let's say if SharePoint item is created by someone, SharePoint item is changed by someone, or the form, Microsoft form is filled by someone, or Power Apps button clicked by someone. So everything is happening on the cloud, right? So in that case, you may want to do something automatically without your intervention. You can select the automated cloud flow. If you don't want anything to be executed automatically, you can select the instant cloud flow. And irrespective of cloud event or your manual interest, if you want to do something on the specific interval, you will be able to do that using the scheduled cloud flow, right? So now what is a connector? Connectors are the building blocks that lets your flow to interact with the external service, apps, and data sources without writing a complex code, right? Meaning we have a something called connector in Power Automate. What is that connector? So we will see uh, the list of connectors also we will discuss. So just think them as a bridge that translate your flow action into the API calls behind the scene, right? So what I did, I discussed, okay, in my previous video, I discussed how to get a data from the Power BI. All right. So here I selected first trigger type as a manually because I want to run this manually. And this action, meaning run a query against data set, is again meaning is kind of API request to the Power BI. Not a kind of, actually behind the scene it is API request. But for you, how simple it is, you just selected action from the Power BI, and you selected workspace, you selected dataset, and you simply pasted the query text, right? But if you come to the list of connectors, okay, I'll select this. Okay, so there are some kind of connector, meaning here every action is categorized as a connector, okay, but based on the applications, they have defined the connectors, right? So if I go to the Outlook, what I can do with the Outlook, Office 365 Outlook, what I can do with the Outlook. So you will be able to assign category to multiple emails, assign as Outlook category, create contact, then create event, draft an email, like this, send an email. Okay, when a new email arrives, you may want to do something. So everything, meaning this API is they have built for the Exchange server. So for Outlook, Office 365, Microsoft uses Exchange server. So all these requests or all these calls work with the Microsoft Exchange server. We feel that this works with the Outlook application. Yeah, it works, but everything is happening through the API call from the server. And so this is the one type of connector. Inside a connector, we have actions. So connectors, we can say it's a building block that lets your flow to interact with the external services, right? Because Power App is a different platform. Power App is a different platform. Power Automate is different platform. Power BI is different platform. Office 365 Outlook is different platform. But still, you are able to integrate. You are able to work, and these connections are happening through the APIs only. That's why connectors are already built so that you need not to worried about what code they have used, how they are making the connection, how they are sending the request, API request. You just need to focus on the data transformation and your process, right? So connectors are three types of connectors: standard connector, premium connector, and custom connector. So you will be able to build your own connector for the third party APIs or for the internal system. But this is not, meaning this is not covered by the existing connector. So you can build your own. So you may want to get the data from any specific site. So you will be able to do that. Premium connectors, meaning the kind of premium, like we can say the SAP or Salesforce or Adobe or ServiceNow, kind of premium services are there, softwares are there, software as a services are available there, and those services are widely used across the IT industries. And yes, they have APIs, and if you want to get the data from those services platform, obviously what you need is you need a connector, and those connectors are a premium connector. So you cannot use direct, meaning free of cost. You need to pay for these connectors. Okay, so it requires additional licensing and all. Premium license you may need. But standard connectors, those are free to use with the basic Power Automate plan, like Outlook, SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams. Okay, so if I come here, so in building, you can see this AI builder has these many things. So it can run a prompt, even analyze a business card, analyze sentiment. Okay, so like this, there are detect language. Okay, so like this, there are many fields. So based on what you want to do, you are supposed to select connector first. If you know the connector, you will be able to select the action from that, right? So there is something called number functions, format number. This is what the only action, right? Then if I come to the text function, so you can see find text position, substring. These are the actions inside of that. If I come to the Power Automate, okay, so this is again built-in. Even Microsoft Teams webhook is a built-in connector. And if I click on this, you can see when Power App calls a flow, meaning when the flow is called from the Power App and respond to Power App or flow. So like this, we have actions, right? So if I come to the standard, if I come to the standard, so OneDrive, Office 365, so all these are the free of cost, meaning you will be able to use directly standard approval. This is another Microsoft application, but still, yes, you are able to. Adobe Sign-in is again, it's in standard, so it is free. Like this, you can see cards for Power Apps. Then Cisco WebEx meetings APIs, you can get it free with your basic plan. Okay, like computer vision APIs are there. So like this, these are the connectors are already configured. What is this act? Even I don't know what kind of application is there. There. So add bot admin, add bot logic, Asana. So like this, so we are very much familiar with Outlook, OneDrive, Power BI, Microsoft Forms, Microsoft Teams, even mail and online Excels and all, right? So if you come to the premium Azure DevOps, okay, desktop flows. So obviously desktop flow is okay. It was previously called as a UI flow, but yes. So desktop flow is the application that runs on your desktop. Then SQL Server, okay, it is again a premium feature. So if you want to make the connection with that, so you need to use the you need to have the premium license. Okay, and we need to work with the SQL Server. So we are pretty much familiar with the SQL Server. So if I click on this, so what it says, delete a row. So this kind of action you can perform, execute a SQL query on the SQL Server. Yes, that is fine. Get a row, insert a row, update a row when an item is modified. So like this, when an item is modified, meaning when your data is on the cloud. Okay, meaning the SQL Server, online SQL Server, we can say. When an item is created, get table. So like this, the things are going to happen. You will be able to select the connector. Once you select the connector, okay, but before you select the connector, you need to select, meaning from this, you need to decide what type of flow you want to use, right? And then when you select the type of flow, accordingly, the connectors will be available for you. Some may be a common between also this here. If I say, okay, so I selected manual trigger flow, and then when new response is submitted, get response details. So these kind of actions are available. But see, when new response is submitted, meaning this data will be submitted somewhere on the cloud, right? And if the data is submitted on the cloud, why should I go and trigger the flow manually? I can pick the automated cloud flow. I can pick the automated cloud flow. And here, when new response is submitted, you can see these many triggers are available. Even if you click on the show more, yes. So this says these things are to be online, and then you need not to trigger the flow manually. It will be triggered automatically when new item is created in the SharePoint. If you want to trigger the flow, you can do that. When new item is created or modified, or when a new response is submitted from the Microsoft form, you will be able to execute. I mean, this flow will be executed based on your trigger, what trigger you will select here. All right, so this is all about the connectors in Power Automate. It's just a theoretical discussion, I can say, but that is important to select the type of flow, to select the type of trigger. I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Happy learning. Please do not forget to subscribe WebChamp and learn the technology easily.